everywhere. How temperatures affect the air? Hot air. When air heats up, it moves faster and pushes each other apart. Then you have less air in the area. Cool air. When air cools down, it moves slower and gets closer each other. Then you have more air in the area.
The wind is the feeling of the air. It can be natural moves of the air. It can be helpful to cool us down on hot days and to push sailboats. And it can be dangerous and breaking branches of trees.
Air pressure is when air pressed downward. Warm air makes low pressure as there is less air. Warm air with cool air makes clouds and rains. Things that air pressure can do. Air pressure can do clouds, rains, winds, and snow in winter.
You know, in high pressure weather, there are clear skies. There are no condensation, so are no clouds in the sky, but it can bring a different weather in summer and winter. In summer, it's hot in the day and is cooler in evening. Thunderstorms can develop. In winter, it brings a cool day and is very cold at night. Frost and fog are common to happen.
Clouds are always changing shapes. But wait, what are clouds?
Clouds are made of water droplets and ice crystals and change from a gas to a liquid or solid. They can cause precipitation, and clouds make water droplets that fall to the ground, and also rain, snow, drizzle, and hail.
What are the types of clouds? Did you know that clouds are formed the same way and that they are named according to how they look and how high they are in the sky?
Cirrus means curl. They are flat and look like curls of air very high up in the sky. They are only formed by ice crystals and change the weather.
Cumulus means heap. Cumulus clouds happen when the air is unstoppable. They are puffy like cotton balls and have a flat bottom. They are normally found in clear blue skies day, and they are always changing shapes.
Stratus means spread out. They are flat and form layers very low in the sky. Stratus clouds often covers the entire sky. They are foggy, means they touch the ground. And stratus cloud is the only type of cloud that produces drizzle, freezing drizzle, and snow grains.
Hi, my name is Alisson Dal Lago. I'm a scientist at the National Institute for Space Research in Brazil, and today I'm here to answer some questions that I received from Maple Bear School in São José dos Campos. Let's go. First question, what do scientists do? Well, scientists, they look for things that have never been found before. So it's a very challenging and very exciting job. There are many kinds of scientists: biologists, paleontologists, astrophysicists, physicists, chemistry, many areas. What all scientists have in common is that they all use the same method. We call it the scientific method. The scientific method is basically observing nature or the phenomena that you are interested in, then asking some questions, then formulating some hypotheses about what's happening, then conducting some experiments, and then publishing the results for the community so the community can criticize and double check your results. After this goes through all this process and your hypothesis still survives, We call it a theory. A theory is something established that is able to make predictions and explain reasonably well what's happening in nature. All theories do not supposed to last forever. There'll always be someone who will come up with a new phenomena, a new observation, or a new challenge that the theory will not handle well. So what scientists do also is to improve the theories and make it better every day.
Observing the sky, the moon, animals and plants help us predict the weather.
Indigenous knowledge predict the weather was important for their survival. To prepare themselves for an early winter, later spring, or a storm, they passed this knowledge throughout stories.
When birds return from the south, it means spring is coming. When coyotes howl at night, it means a storm is coming.
Saying and rhymes. Farmers, sailors, fishers, and other people whose works depends on weather made some observations over the years that were passed on in short sayings that often rhyme. If bees stay at home, rain will soon come. If they fly away, fine will be the day. Cold is the night when the stars shine bright.
The Sun is the closest star to Earth. We could fit about 1,300,000 Earths inside the Sun. This means it is super large. The Sun is also a 4.5 billion-year-old star, and without the Sun, life wouldn't be possible on Earth. At the surface of the Sun, temperature gets up to 5,600 degrees Celsius, but at the center of the Sun, temperature can get up to 15 million degrees Celsius.
Question: what are some curiosities about the Sun that you can share with us? Well, to the average person, the Sun looks steady, but in fact it is variable. Throughout the years, the Sun goes through cycles in which it starts from a minimum activity, then it rises all the way to a maximum activity, and then goes back again to a minimum activity in a cyclic way. This activity is measured by the sunspots, which are not visible from the average person as well. The sunspots were first observed systematically by Galileo Galilei in the 1600s. These observations have been going on since then to this date for more than 400 years. Because of these sunspots, the Sun has some explosions, and these explosions do affect our magnetic field at the Earth and our technological systems.
Severe weather is a powerful weather and can even damage places.
Thunderstorms happen on hot days because the hot air is lighter than the cold air, so the hot air rises up and creates cumulonimbus clouds. Thunderstorms cause strong winds, rain, lightning, and thunder.
Floods happen when it rains a lot, but in a short time. It usually happens when the ice melts in the spring.
Drought is the opposite of flood. It happens when an area receives less rain than usual over many months. Drought can damage the plantation and the soil.
Hurricanes are huge storms that form over the ocean. They start up as a regular storm, but it gets bigger as they get the moisture and the heat from the ocean. Did you know that the eye of the hurricane is a middle part in the storm where the air is still and calm?
Tornado is a violent tube of air, a dark funnel cloud.
Is a snowstorm that happens in the winter. It can bring cold temperatures, strong winds, and heavy snowfall, which can cause low visibility, which can cause accidents.
Weather watches when severe weather could develop.
Weather warning. It means that some severe weather is going to happen or is happening.
You can also watch the weather yourself and be careful.
Wind chill. The wind can cause a cold day to feel even colder. That's because the wind blows away the warm air that is surrounding us. The speed of the wind influences the temperature that we feel.
Invisible energy from the sun reaches Earth in form of light. Ozone layer is a thin layer of gas found in the atmosphere. More UV light is reaching Earth because the ozone layer is getting thinner. Ozone layer absorbs UV lights to prevent they to be reaching Earth's surface. The weather influence in the clothes we wear, the food we eat, the cars we drive, etc. Work, farmers, landscapers, painters, constructors cannot work during a severe weather.
Food needs sunlight and rain to grow. Late or rainy spring days can delay planting. Wrong weather at wrong time can make huge losses for farmers. This means fewer the choices and higher the prices for consumers.
Cars and trucks are always designed with the weather in mind.
We wear different types of clothing based on what the weather will be like. New materials have been created to protect us from the weather. The same happens to constructing materials. Airtight windows and closed doors help the warm weather keep in and the cold weather keep out. The opposite happens on summer days.
Lakes and rivers evaporate and also heat up. Warmer weather is causing the ice to melt, so the polar bears need to swim more to ice floats to the other.
Cold-blooded animals don't move around as much on cold days as much as they move on warm days. Some animals migrate to warm places before the weather gets cold. Others hibernate during the cold winter months, and some huddle together to keep themselves warm.
Question: what do you do at INPE and at the Space Weather Program? At INPE, I work at the Heliophysics, Planetary Science, and Aeronomy Division. We deal with anything related to the Sun, the space surrounding the Earth and the planets themselves, and the atmosphere of the Earth and the planets. So what we do is to develop some new scientific instruments like telescopes or satellites or cameras to observe the phenomena that occur in our atmosphere, at the Sun, in space, or in other planets in order to find out what's happening there.